All right, they were kind of nice in giving you a reminder of what they're called. The coordinate plane is basically the grid box that we use. The origin is the corner, 0, 0, which we always talk about. And an ordered pair tells you where something is. It's the X and the Y that we put in parentheses. So down here, we have to fill in this bubble. You may or may not have filled this in because you weren't sure what to do, and that's fine. You're just going to do it now with pencil. Okay? So, to find a point on the coordinate plane, start at the, just tell me, origin. We always start at the origin. First, go which direction? If you're looking at the grid, which way do we go? Right. You go right, then go up. Yes. First go, right now there's not. First go right, then go up. Okay, let me scooch this up a little bit. All right. Now, next to the letter of the alphabet, you have to tell me the ordered pair. So this is parentheses, 2 numbers, and a comma in between. All right. Where is letter A? Well, it's right here. Mallory, what's the ordered pair?
I'm just asking, is it okay if you put x-axis and y-axis up there?
I would write right and up. Yes, you are going along the x-axis, then the y-axis. But they were looking for more of a direction, okay? Kind of putting it in kid words, not using all the fancy math words. All right, Hadley, where did we go?
Over 9, up 5.
Over 9, up 5. So remember, we do parentheses, over 9, and that's first, up 5. Okay. B. Kennedy.
Over 3, up 3.
Over 3, up 3. So can I tell you also, this point B is read 3, 3. Okay? So if you would prefer to say that, that's fine with me too. Okay, so you could just say A is at 9, 5. B is at 3, 3. And Chase, in case you were worried, we're slightly delayed. It's okay. We're good.
Chasing case.
Lexi, where's C?
9, 10.
9, 10. Over 9, up 10. You may or may not have had this complete. D. Where's D? Emily.
Over 8, up 1.
Over 8, up 1. So it's at 8, 1. All right. Where's L? This is a tricky one. This is one of the ones you might get stumped on. Think about where you're going. Jake.
Over 0, up 7.
Over 0, up 7. So that's written as 0, 7. Okay, be careful because you start at the origin. You don't go right. You only go up. So make sure 0 is the X coordinate. M. Lizzie.
6. Over 6, up 5.
Over 6, up 5. Good job. 6, 5. What about N? Stosh. Ooh.
Over 5, up 0.
Yeah, so it's the opposite of what we did for the letter L. Over 5, up 0. So it's 5, 0. And what about S? I'm loving these hands. Anaya.
Over 7, up 8.
Over 7, up 8. Remember, it's written as 7, 8. Good. As soon as you have that, flip. I'm not sure how many people got to the back, and that's okay. That's okay. So, just so you know, this is kind of what we did before. They're actually kind of doing an extra step from what we normally do. This is where you're making your chart, and then they're asking you to write the coordinates over here before you graph. So it's kind of like doing what we would do in one step. We're kind of doing it in both, in 2 different steps. So the rule is add 3. So you start at 0 and the rules add 3. So what goes in the y? 3. So that means if the rule is add 3, you're adding 3 to all the x's to get the y's. So, what goes with 1? 4. Oh man, basic math problems, right? 2, 5. I know, sometimes I feel like when we get older, we do lots and lots of multiplication. And when we switch to addition, your brain you have to switch what you're thinking about. So it's 3, 6, 4, 7. Good job. Okay, now all they're asking you to do over here is you're writing these as an ordered pair. So you see how that gets lined up? You're basically just transferring information over. I know it seems kind of silly, but we have to get in the habit of writing it as an ordered pair. 2, 5, 3, 6, 4, 7. Bam. All right, and then this is exactly what you did on your homework last night, or yesterday if you worked on it at school. You're graphing what's over here in this chart. So it is 0, 3. Where do I put that? Hold on, Mallory. Where does it go? Levi?
It goes, like where number 3 is, so it's, over 0, up 3.
Yeah, you don't go any left or right, and you go up 3, so it's right here. Now, did they give us a letter of the alphabet to label it? No, it's not like the front where it had like A, B, C, N, S, those things. No, this is the kind where we're going to be drawing them and then connecting them. Okay? So you could see 2 different kinds of graphs. All right, the next one is 1, 4 over 1 up 4. And just so you know, since we consistently added 3 and the numbers went in order, it's going to be like a perfect straight line. You're going to see, if you didn't already. Over 2 up 5, over 3 up 6, over 4 up 7. See? And then we play our favorite game of dot to dot. Here we go. Dot to dot. You only connect what's there. You don't extend it. Okay. You know what? I think graphing is kind of a nice break because you do have to calculate some stuff, but it's not like double-digit multiplication. You kind of get it. It's kind of a nice break.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you please slide this to the side? And I need you to find 3 dot, what am I talking about? 9.5 classwork. Word problems. Yes, ma'am. Do you want homework today?
No.
Oh, okay. I just did it again. Goodness sakes, I keep checking my fake watch. I don't know what time it is. Yes, ma'am. Oh, no, I have one. And I put the homework paper you needed. I stuck it right on the board for you, okay? Hey, and I know that it's kind of a lot to be carrying your stuff back and forth, you guys, but it's very important that you're bringing it back and forth every day, okay? Yeah, because what happens if you leave your stuff at home? You can't participate with us here.
Oh, no, I was saying, I thought you meant we had to take all of our stuff at school home every day.
What you guys did on Friday by taking stuff home,
Yeah.
it should be going back and forth. Okay, we'll talk about it later. Okay? Anyway, please make sure you're bringing your materials back and forth. Okay, so this is everyone's favorite, word problems, mixed with a chart. So let's read what it says, and then we're going to try to figure out the rule all the way across to answer the question. Okay? Gabe separates his dig section, so he's an archaeologist, into areas of 20 square feet. Bless you. And you can see that from the first section. One section has 4 people working on it, and it's divided into 20 sections. Okay? There are 4 members of the archaeological dig. What is the area if there were 16 members digging at once? I would like you to take your pencil and put a circle around 16, because that information in the chart is going to help us answer the question. Now, do you see a 16 in the chart? No. So, as soon as, okay, here's the other thing. When we previously did the multiplication with fish, remember it was the bookworms question? Do you remember that one? It was a sideways piece of paper. You still need to do all of the parts, even though we might get the answer in the middle. Because there is, on your test for this section, there is one question like this. You have to fill out the whole chart. Okay? So even if you get your information in the middle, you gotta still fill out the whole chart. So let's get rolling. Do you see a pattern for the number of sections to members? Brooke, what do you see?
They're going by 4s.
Yeah, so for every section, they need 4 people. So if there's 2 sections, then there's 8 people. If there's 3 sections, I don't have enough fingers to show you that. But if there's 3 sections, how many people then? 12. Fill that in. So the rule is times 4 from sections to members, because every section has 4 members. So what about section with, 4 sections? How many people? 16. 16. I think we found it. Isn't that what we circled?
Yeah.
16 members. Okay. Does that mean we stop? Got it. Nope. You still can't answer the question, because it says, what's the area? Let's finish the members, because we're doing times 4. We're kind of on a roll. 5 times 4 is?
20.
6 times 4 is? 24. Okay, get all those filled in. I know exactly where the answer is going to be. Because the question says, what is the area if there were 16 members? So our golden answer is going to be right here. See it? See it? We'll be there in a minute. And then we'll be like, ding, ding, ding. We know the answer. Okay, but we have to figure out how to go from members to area. Members to area. Oh, look at all them hands. Miss Goldman.
Divide by 5.
Yeah, well, if you go backwards, divide by 5, right? 20 divided by 5 is 4. So what if we want to go top to bottom? Times 5. Remember, going backwards, you do the opposite operation. So what's 8 times 5?
40.
40. Okay, well, I heard somebody say it. I'm seeing a pattern of it going up by 20 every single time. Do you see that? Well, 20 to 40 is 20. Let's do the next one, and if it's true, then we'll just continue that, right? Smarter, not harder. What's 12 times 5?
16.
Oh, snap. It's counting up by 2s, except they're 10s instead, right? Can you put that on the floor, please? Thank you. So 20, 40, 60, 80. Yeah, why multiply if you don't have to? Do you really want to do 16 times 5? Nah, smarter, not harder. 20 times 5, 100. Because again, so what's 100 plus 20? 120. So what's the area if there's 16 people? Yeah. It's right there. So where do you write your answer? I'm going to suggest that you write it at the end of the question. So 80 is the area. I also circled it in my chart. No big deal. Did it again. Looked at my fake watch. Okay. Oh man. I circled the answer that we needed for 16 members, okay?
So do I just write that on the top?
Yep, and then if you look, see how I wrote 80 at the end of the question? Because it says, what's the area if you have 16 people? Yep, 80. Oh, this is funny. We should ask. By the way, Carrie is Mrs. Mathewson's name, and this is how she spells it. We should ask her if this is true about her. Carrie, Mrs. Mathewson, is making a design with triangles and beads for a shirt. Ooh. In her design, each pattern unit adds 3 triangles and 18 beads. If she uses 72 beads in her design, how many times does the pattern repeat and how many triangles does she use? Whoa. I'm gonna get you set up. Stop freaking out. You're like, I don't even know how many triangle beads. I don't know. Listen. If she has one design, each pattern unit adds 3 triangles and 18 beads. So if she does one design of it, how many triangles? 3. How many beads does that take? 18. Bless you.
Thank you.
Twice. That information was right here. So before you freak out, gotta get it set up. So one design on her shirt has 3 triangles and it takes 18 beads to do it. Okay? So how do we get from designs to triangles?
3.
He's trying to hold it in.
It's okay if you sneeze. All right. Designs to triangles. What's the rule? Times 3. So every design has 3 triangles. So if you have 2 designs, you're gonna have 6 triangles. 3 designs, 9 triangles. Also, you'll notice that sometimes this happens too, where it's actually counting up by 3s every time, even though you're doing times 3 from top to bottom. If you can figure out a pattern, go with it, okay? So I'm actually gonna do the counting up by 3s, but you'll get the same answer. 9 plus 3 is 12, and you can verify that 4 times 3 is 12. 15, because 5 times 3 is 15, plus 3 is 18, because 6 times 3 is 18. Great. How do we get from triangles to beads?
Times 6.
Times 6. Yep. So 6 times 6 is 36. Ooh. What's 9 times 6?
54.
Is there an easy way we could go from? We're going to have to do math at some point. Okay? Because at first I thought, oh, look at 18 times 2 is 36. Sweet. But 36 times 2 is 72. That's not working. Could we do plus 18? Yes. Do you think it would be easier to do plus 18 or to multiply by 6 every time? Some people might disagree with you. I'm going to do plus 18 because addition's quicker for me. If it's not for you, then you just need to do times 6 from top to bottom. So 54 plus 18 72. 72 plus 18. 90. Do you see what I'm doing? I don't really want to rewrite the problem, so I'm kind of using what I already have down. I don't really need to write this one. What's 90 plus 18? 108. Now we need to answer the question. If Carrie uses 72 beads in her design, ding, 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 we have a 72. How many times does the pattern repeat? It does kind of, I thought it was a baby rattle.
I thought it was Christmas music.
Anyway, how many times does the pattern repeat? Levi,
12 times.
it repeats 12 times. Basically, when you find this number, you're looking right here. Okay? This whole column is your winner, winner, chicken dinner. Okay? So how many triangles? This one, I'm going to write it down here. 12 triangles. And it repeats, actually, 4 times. Bless you. Which means you have, by repeating, they're saying like 4 triangles, the pattern repeats. And they already asked you with the information of 72 beads up top, so don't worry about including that information. Sorry, I was checking my fake watch again. Yes, sir.
There's a really cool strategy you can use for this. and
Yeah.
For back at number 2, you can, because how I did was you see 3 and 18. So I know 3 can go in 18, so I knock out both of them by doing 3s. And then I know 72, I know 6 can go to 72, so I do 6s, and that knocks out the 72.
Well, there you go. There you go. Again, your strategy might not be the same as someone else's. Like their strategy might not work for you. So whatever you got. Hey, we have 2 more to do. And that's all she wrote. So let's get her done. Yes, ma'am.
For these two,
Uh-huh.
our answer is like in the same column.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they both start with 4.
Uh-huh. Anyway, my point is that you're going to see that that's not always the case. It just kind of worked out like a coincidence for this one. Okay? All right. Max. You should ask him. Max builds rail fences. Well, I doubt that, but, you know, he's only in 6th grade, but could ask him. Maybe he does. I don't know. Max builds rail fences. For one style of fence, each section uses 3 vertical fence posts and 6 horizontal rails. How many posts and rails does he need for a fence that will be 9 sections long? You're like, Mrs. Denny, I have no idea what they're asking. Don't worry. If you fill out the chart, figure out the rule, fill out the chart, whatever you put in the 9, this is the 9 sections. Whatever you put in this chart is going to be your answer. So if we figure out a rule, we'll have an answer. Okay? So let's look for a pattern. How do we get from sections to posts? Tell me. Times 4. Is that true? 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Yes. 3 times 4 is
12.
9 times 4 is 36. Remember that trick for 9s. When you're doing times 4. Take 1 away from the number that's not a 9. That's a 3. Plus something is 9. So 3 plus 6 is 9. Good. How do we get from post to rails? Times 5. Oh boy. What's 8 times 5? 40. 12 times 5? 60. Now be careful. You're like, sweet, look at that. 20, 40, 60, 80. No. Because remember, we skipped all the way to 9. So are we going to have to multiply? Yeah, we are. So we need to do 36. And just so you know, I'm going to add it right in this chart. So my product, my answer is going to fit right in that box. Okay? And you know how to do this. I feel like we're having flashbacks to Unit 1. 6 times 5 is 30. I write down the 0. Carry the 3. Now I go diagonal. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 3 is 18. So what's the answer to the question? How many posts and rails does he need for a fence that will be 9 sections long? He needs, I'm going to write it down here because it's going to be squished up here. He needs 36 posts because that's what the information says right here. And he needs 180 rails. Should you be freaking out about the words? No, because if you fill out the chart, you'll get your answer. Okay, that's why we're doing this. This kind of makes it a little bit easier. All right. Jane. It's funny, I have a friend named Jane and she lives in Spain. That's really true though. But it's true though.
It's kind of fun to say.
I know, and it's true. All right, here we go. And my friend Jane does not work as a limousine driver in Spain. She's actually a French teacher in Spain. No, she was a chaperone or she was a tour guide when I went to France. So, but she teaches French to children in Spain. Kind of cool, right? Anyway, so she works as a limousine driver. She earns $50 for every 2 hours she works. How much does she earn in 1 week if she works 40 hours per week? Wow. So, if she earns $50 for every 2 hours, can't we fill in this one first? Yeah, if she worked 2 hours, she makes $50. And remember, a big thing that I see adults do incorrectly, children as well, the $ goes first. I know we say $50, but the $ goes at the front. The cent sign goes at the end. So make sure you put it at the front. I see a lot of adults make this mistake. Okay, wait, so back up. How much money does she make for 1 hour? $25. Now, was it necessary to know that she makes $25 in 1 hour? No. But in order to get credit, you got to fill out the whole chart. But it also shows me, first of all, that you can divide by 2 and that you are understanding how much she makes per hour. So she actually makes $25 an hour. It's not bad. It's not bad. All right. So I'm seeing a pattern. How much does she make for 3 hours? 75. Because every time you add an hour, she's making another $25. So think of quarters. Quarters are an excellent way to count by 25s. If you have 1 quarter, it's 25 cents, even though we're doing dollars. But 25, 50, 75, 100. 4 hours, she makes $100. Woo, not bad.
You could really do that in the beginning because you could do times 2.
Times 2 for what?
50.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're saying if you knew that it was 50 for 2 hours, you could just jump right to 100 for this one. Absolutely. All right. So what about 5? Lizzie?
120.
125. So 150, right? It's that big old Family Feud axe. We were just talking about that in 4th grade. Now we need to figure out how much she makes for 40 hours. If she works 40 hours per week, how much does she make in 40 hours? Well, if it's times 25, we gotta multiply because you can't skip. I'm gonna show you something because it's actually an easier problem than you think to multiply. If she's making $25, we need to do 40 hours. This is a zeros trick. What's 25 times 4? We already did that above. What's 25 times 4? Elena?
I have the answer.
Oh, well, what's 25 times 4? 4 quarters. 100. Write that down first. And look at this lonely friend over here. Bring the 0 back. Put a $sign. So if she does this for a week, 40 hours, she makes $1,000. Whew.
Rich.
Pay them bills.
All right. So she makes $1,000. The other thing you could have done, my friends, is if for 4 hours she makes $100, times that by 10, also to get your 1,000. Pop a 0 on the end. Okay? All right.